Hello, folks. Welcome to episode 54. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Well, it's 77 so far, but it's actually officially episode 54 of Maidencast. We're like Toll. We go away for a little while, and then we think about it, and we what is it Toll do? Between no one knows. But yeah, we're back, and finally we are doing.
He's a farmer, isn't he?
Right? Yeah,
Maynard's a farmer, isn't he?
And a vineyard. I think he runs a vineyard, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He might do a farm. I don't know. But yeah, we did an initial reaction when the album came out, but we said we would do a proper Maidencast episode once the dust has settled and we had time to digest it and properly
didn't think it'd take 5 months.
Yeah, but here we are. It's the Mandrake Project. We're doing it properly. And I'm sorry, everyone. We just got to... having a bit of difficulty here with Luke's. Yeah, you still there, Luke? You still there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm still here. I'm here with my sign.
Yeah, someone damaged Luke's album. One, but you know this.
Yeah, my personally signed album. You know, so it's all good. Should I? Should I put it down?
You're gonna.
I can use the photo of me and Bruce as the backdrop if you want.
That should be the thumbnail. Yeah, I'm up for having that as a thumbnail. Yeah. So where do we start? I forgot how to do these.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Background on the album. Well, it took what 20 years to make.
Yeah. So we ain't been too bad, really. It took us 5 months to do the review, but
yeah,
it grows 20 years. So I suppose, how much did we cover? Forget the last episodes now because we have covered a lot of stuff, but I suppose let's just do it fresh. So we first got an inkling that there would be a new album with the Book of Souls.
Yeah. Because
the opening track, If Eternity Should Fail, it was said was to be from a backburned solo project.
Steve did his usual, didn't he? Oh, yeah. Bruce wrote a really good song. I'm having that. Bruce is like, oh, for fuck's sake, not again. And this was the fucking this was supposed to be the opening track of the album, wasn't it?
Was it?
All the spoken word stuff at the end of Eternity Should Fail. That was introducing the main. Yeah, that was introducing the main character of the concept album, and that all. It was also
meant to be a concept album, wasn't it? But that's been scrapped. The concept is now in the comics because Bruce said it was a bit too much.
Yeah,
he was right. You know, that very rarely. All three sync. You need a common flow for an album, but you need the songs to stand together individually. Plus, the story needs to make sense. And very rarely, do you get all three.
It's lightning in a bottle, isn't it?
But when did the book come out? That was after the Book of Souls, wasn't it? What does this button do?
Oh yes, it was.
Yeah, because
he was talking about it, wasn't he?
We were saying. When Bruce was doing his book tour, you could submit a question and someone said, is there going to be a new album, a new Iron Maiden album? And is there going to be a new solo album? And he just said, yes and yes.
Next
question.
That's it. Yeah. The place erupted.
There's right. Something's coming. And then, bit by bit, it finally came out. And there was a lot of anticipation. I can't believe it was this year. It feels like ages ago.
Yeah, it was March. Wasn't it?
Yeah, but when...
A lot's happened now, isn't it?
Yeah, when I've been, starting to think about putting together best of the year list, and I forgot this was even had even come out this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a long time coming. I think, without any giving away any spoilers, I think it was worth the wait. I don't think, I wouldn't have wanted another. Tyranny of Souls. Not that I dislike Tyranny of Souls anyway, but it was just here's a bunch of songs, here's an album's worth. I might as well do something with them. Let's put them out, sort of thing. It was. I did this on my day off.
This one, I mean, Tyranny of Souls. If you go back and watch the review, I wasn't. I think I've only listened to it 3 times, and 2 of them was when we did the review. You know, it's not. Like you say, it's just here you go. I'm in Maiden now. I had all this, and I need to get this out. Here it is.
Yeah.
And and to be fair, after the Chemical Wedding, it was a bit of a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, it does feel like this is the true follow-up to Chemical Wedding, doesn't it? So, although it is its own.
Oh yeah, each of Bruce's. You can't ever say that Bruce is. You can't ever say that one Bruce album sounds like the last one.
Yeah, but say if Adrian Smith was on this album, you could say it was a trilogy, couldn't you?
Yeah,
you know. But
Accident of Birth and Chemical Wedding, they share.
It's a 1-2 punch, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're both different albums. I mean,
but the sounds Bruce has now, when you think of Bruce's solo work, the sounds started with
Accident of Birth, yeah, big time.
But I mean, listening to it again today was really good. And what stood out to me today was just how multi-layered and just how much detail these songs have got. Like there's pianos, it's just a little instrumentations at the beginning of the songs and things, just so little details that pass you by when you're first listening to it. Like it's like a lot of work went into this, and Roy Z is just a genius, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's an underrated genius because hardly anyone knows who he is.
Yeah. I've done an unboxing. You don't need to see it, but you've probably all seen it by now anyway. But did you ever get the comics?
I didn't. I was going to, but then I was like, the story didn't really bother me that much anyway, to be fair.
The Z2, you still there, Luke? Yep. Right.
Yeah.
You went for a second there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the shop that you could order them from. Shipping there is just ridiculous nowadays, and I don't know. It was just too much commitment. It was just like, I can't be bothered with this. And I am a collector as well. I would have to have the set. And it was like, I don't know how long this is going to go on for, and I don't know if I really want to commit. I mean, when it's finished, if there's like an all singing, all dancing edition with them all collected, I might be tempted to get that. But apart from that, I can't be bothered. And signed, schmind, everything's signed nowadays. So
yeah, but not
different.
Personally signed.
Yeah, that's different. That's cool.
Yeah, you were there with the man. He scribbled on it while you were chatting to him. Yeah. Like you say, pre-signed stuff. Like you say, it's to a penny, isn't it? The mystique is gone. Yeah.
So what's your reflections on the album today? Have you listened to it again recently for the show, or?
Yeah, I did, and to be honest, I struggled. I haven't ventured back to it since, and don't get me wrong, it's not a bad album. It's just I don't know. Nothing wants to. I'm not drawn back to it. You know, while it's on, I'm like, yeah, fucking hell, it's a good song. Yeah, it's a great song. Oh, that riff, that drum pattern, whatever. But as soon as it's done, it's like,
you don't feel like, it doesn't.
No, do you know? I don't know if it's just me. I mean, I've read a couple of other reviews as well, and some people, I think there's a few people who've got the same opinion as me. It's just a bit, But you listen to singles, and there's some great songs on there. But as a collective, it's just like, I don't know. It's a weird one for me.
Okay, interesting. All right.
It's like I say, it's weird because it's normally if I felt this way about an album, I'd be caning it, but I'm not going to cane it because it doesn't deserve to be caned. It's just.
It's like some films, isn't it? It's like, I can appreciate this is a really good piece of work, but I don't feel like.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I'm not going to buy it on DVD.
Exactly.
I'm glad I made the trip to the cinema. I enjoyed it, but that's it. I'm done.
DVD.
Like yeah.
Fucking hell, mate. This is an old school geezer we're talking to here. 4K, mate. 4K. Come on.
What's that?
He's shaking his head.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'm not buying everything again. I've upgraded once and that was it. That's my thing on the old format. None of that.
How many versions of Death fucking Symbolic you got then?
No, No, it's got a CD. I've got a CD.
I thought you had fucking everything.
Well, Symbolic's not. It's actually hard to come by nowadays because it's owned by Roadrunner. I did treat myself to a white vinyl. It was a limited edition. It was just, perfect white. I was like, yeah, that looks cool. Weren't too expensive either, but yeah. So I've got a vinyl and a CD. That's it. But if there was a new format, it's just like, no, can't be bothered. But
yeah.
Mind
you, it's one of them things, isn't it? It's you either do it or you don't. But
yeah, it's like videos. I got certain films I got on DVD again. A couple I got on Blu-ray, but the upgrade from DVD from video was massive. But
I can see where you come from.
DVD, it's just like, okay. I only really bought them on Blu-ray because they came with more extras. That's my deciding factor.
Yeah,
it looks cool and it's got a load of stuff with it. Fair enough. But 4K, I'm just not bothered by picture perfection. And yeah, I just can't bother.
Yeah, right. No, I can see that. Yeah.
Right, should we get into the background? Right, so the lineup is basically just Bruce and Roy. Bruce doing vocals, bit of guitar, bit of this and a bit of that, basically, and then Roy does everything.
Yeah,
and then
except play drums, I think.
Yeah, so you got Dave Marino on drums,
yeah,
who also played on the previous album Tyranny of Souls. He's also in Tribe of Gypsies.
Yeah,
and then you got a couple.
One of the few musicians who came out on the road.
Well,
because it was a totally new touring band, wasn't it?
We've got Maestro Misferia.
I think the guitar player.
Yeah, he was on the band, wasn't he?
Was he actually on recording? I don't.
Yeah, no, he's a guest session on this. Yeah, I'm looking at the lineup now. Gus G did a lead on track 6, so that's Gus G's worked with 2 of the big frontmen now. Then he's been on an Aussie.
Oh, was he?
Gus G from Firewind.
Ah, right.
So he played. Well, he was Ozzy's guitarist for a time. He did the Scream album and did that tour.
Oh, right,
and then eventually Zakk Wylde came back. And he's on it. So he's got 2 of the big main frontmen under his belt.
Yeah, that's it.
And Dave, I'm going to say DeCleric. I hope I pronounced that right. And he's also in the live band, and he did leads on one song as well. So, yeah, it's, we all wanted Roy on the tour, but
yeah, he was busy at home remastering and remixing fucking Skunkworks.
Yeah, so, and we've got Sergio Cadros doing woodwind instruments on track 6 as well.
Okay,
so there you go. Yeah, it was released March 2024. Yeah, and what we got? 10 songs, just under an hour long. Yeah, let's get into the tracks then. So, Afterglow of Ragnarok, I remember
the single. You gone quiet, Joe?
Oh, am I here?
There you go.
Yeah. The video came out. There was a big premiere, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And
it was at Comic-Con, wasn't it? Because it was a weird time in the UK. It was like fucking sort of 9:37 or something. It premiered because they was doing it at a Comic-Con in Brazil or something. It was really weird.
Oh,
right. Not weird they were doing that, but it was just weird times to do something. But because he was tying it in with the comics and all that.
Yeah, so I remember watching the video, and then I remember it being played on Planet Rock the next day. So, doing the school run, rocking out to Bruce Dickinson was pretty cool. It was on really early in the morning as well.
Yeah.
Or early for, you can play it in the afternoon. But, yeah, I remember thinking, like, this is a really cool, like, the more I was listening, it was like, I'm not sure what to make of it, but it made sense the more I listened to it. And I remember just thinking, yeah, this is... If it wasn't Bruce Dickinson, there was no way this song would have been played on the radio. It was the way the song was structured and the way it sort of flowed and sort of opened up when it came to the chorus. I really like the way Bruce's vocals go in the chorus as well with the gay. It's that vocal line, and
his
yeah,
voice
it's just
is
like he finds that balance of doing what wouldn't quite work in Maiden, but isn't a million miles away from Maiden either,
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's when it come out, it was heavy, obviously following the template that him and Roy had laid down, like we discussed earlier. But it don't do a whole lot for me as a song, as an album opener, especially as a first taste of an album that people have been waiting for 20 years or whatever. And as an album opener, it doesn't say to me, come in, check out track 2.
Don't you think that
it's just...
Was you not at least intrigued? Did you not think,
I was intrigued. Don't get me wrong.
I wonder where this is going to go, sort of thing.
But after I listened to it again, like I said, it didn't speak to me. Bruce's voice is obviously godly. The Cancer.
This is going very different to what I was anticipating.
Yeah, no, it's weird because when it came out, I couldn't stop listening to it. Yeah. But it's on Spotify, I was streaming, but reviewing it again, it was like, it just.
I had that with some albums. I listened to them non-stop. Once I've reviewed them, they go on the shelf and I just forget about them.
Yeah,
but
it's just it's not a very good. This is not a song I would have picked to open. It's not a song I would have picked to put on the album, to be honest. But
Do you not think some songs though? It's like this is a weird opener, but on the other hand, where else would it go?
Yeah,
opening's the only.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, this is a loose concept. So, and this is the start of the concept, isn't it? So, it can only go at track 1. It just don't. It's just another Bruce Dickinson song. It's not. Fuck, it's Tears of the Dragon. Or fuck, it's fucking Chemical Wedding or Book of Thel. It's not a. Oh.
Well, I think you could argue as well. It probably spoke a few volumes that he didn't open with anything from this album. In fact, it was about 3-4 songs into the set before he played anything off it.
Yeah. Mind you, I think that had more to do with he hadn't played a solo tour for 20 odd years and he's trying to fit songs in. I think if he'd have been a regular tourer, this may even have been played in full. Because that's what the rumor was, wasn't it? People were like, he's going to fucking do it in full. If it's a concept album, he's just going to smash it.
Yeah, but that was only people speculating, wasn't it? That was only. But,
I mean, I think I actually bought into the speculation. I thought that's what he was going to do. But then obviously when he came out and sort of shot that down. But yeah, like I say, it's not an album opener supposed to grab you by the balls and, not let you go. And this is just like, oh, yes, all right. I think what doesn't help it is the album sounds like a demo. The production ain't it. It's weird because obviously Roy's produced it, and when you listen to fucking Accident of Birth and you listen to Chemical Wedding, they sound immense.
Yeah.
But this is, suitably heavy, but the drums don't kick your ass. It's just, I think it's muddy. It's just not very well produced. And I think that's a lot of times, if something isn't well produced, I can't get on board with it. That's why I fall out of love with a lot of classic rock because, I'm being a snob here and I openly admit that. And that's why a lot of early Maiden albums I don't get on with because I didn't like Martin Birch. I didn't like him as a producer. I know people who would kill me for saying that. One of them lives literally about 5 minutes up the road. But I much prefer Kevin Shirley because there's a clarity. You hear shit, but where you can there's a clarity here, but it's a muddy clarity, and I just can't get on with it.
Okay.
And I think it soured the album for me straight away. Right,
well, let's go on into Many Doors to Hell. What do you think of that main riff? That
this is fucking classic rock, mate. It's a great song. Proper classic rock going on, and Dickinson's voice it's like, that's why he's number 1 or number in the top 3 of rock vocalists of all time. You know. But no, this is a good song, and as far as drawing, this draws me. This one makes me want to press repeat.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really, really good song.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, and it's got that good hard rock, like classic rock riff. Got that stomping drum beat as well. It's even got that bum, bum. You know, you can do the fist pump to it. I probably would have opened with a classic song like he did, and then this be the first one, like even the second track to play. You know, I think maybe he could have got away with opening with this one on the right type of night as well.
Yeah, definitely, because it's a bouncy, it's a punchy one. It's like, you know, let's go.
Definitely a palate cleanser after the cinematic opening.
I think where it's trying to set the scene, the first track, and it took too much on. It should have just been allowed to be a song.
Yeah. All right, then next, Rain on the Graves. I like this one. This has got a There's a Hammer horror feel to this
the video.
Song.
Yeah, I didn't actually listen to it.
The song has a feel to it as well.
When it came out, I didn't listen to it. You know, because normally I jump on new songs, but this one I was like, no, because Afterglow Ragnarok didn't really. I was like, I don't want to.
Did you ever see the video for it? Have you still not seen it?
No, I've seen it now.
Oh right, yeah.
He's in the graveyard and all that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I didn't touch it until the album came out because I was like, no, perhaps hearing it out of context and all that shit, and you know, but so I avoided it. But no, it is a good song. Proper for me, there's a lot of modern day Metallica going on in the riff. Proper sort of a rocky sort of attitude.
Yeah,
riff.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I didn't think that, but now you've pointed it out. Yeah, that is a good. I mean, with the organ's very obviously you can't hear that organ and not think
John Lord, isn't it? Yeah, proper fucking Deep Purple. But this is one thing the album is not ashamed to be. It's not ashamed to be just a classic rock album in its purest form. Underneath, there's loads of metal shit going on, the icing on the cake. But if you strip it down, it's a classic rock album.
Absolutely, I said that
straight out of the 70s.
I think I said that during the initial reaction, didn't I? I said it's got this very sort of vintage sort of, it's like watching or listening to an old vintage horror film.
Like
I said,
big time.
And this is a good fun song though.
It is, and Bruce's voice, he just hasn't aged a day. You know, even though throat cancer, he's just gone. Yeah, you know, his voice is just on fire.
Yeah, but I think he has aged, but in a good way. I think he's aged to his advantage. I mean, the last couple of Maiden albums and this album, you can hear the sort of cackles in his voice, sort of.
Yeah, he's aged like wine.
But yeah, it's a sort of he can still hit the notes, but he's got a sort of rough edge to his voice. It's like he's earned the voice rather than deteriorated. It's like no, he's got to a stage where only someone that's been singing this long can do it. But
and what amazes me is he does it live as well. Now I've been to see, you know, Jeff Tate, I've been to see David Coverdale, I've been to see all these classic vocalists in the last couple of years, and they're all pretty stationary, and they're moving the mic away from their mouth when they're doing a high note, and you know, doing all the old tricks. Obviously, the voice gets old, and that people singers like that, their range obviously is going to thing me. Dickinson, he does that old trick of moving the mic away when he does a high note, but he's not standing still. He's running around like a maniac, and he's still hitting these notes. He's still singing like this. You know, I think the only singer that comes close to what he's doing. I mean, I know Ozzy runs around, but Ozzy never had a great voice. But I think the only one I can really compare him to, and this can start some shit, is Freddie Mercury, for the way that he has got an amazing voice, but still left it all on stage.
Yeah,
Fred would give it so much, but he'd still be fucking giving it like not missing a beat sort of thing. And they're the only two. They run around like nutters, but they still 100% professional in those notes. They don't stand still. They don't cheat. The showman.
Yeah, and one with Freddie as well and Bruce is how effortless they make it look. You know,
Yeah,
it's just,
exactly.
just naturally there. You know?
It's just a natural talent, and it's like, boom, there it is.
Yeah, let's move on.
Thing, I think Steve Harris wrote the chorus to this, by the way.
Did he?
Well, there's rain on the graves. There's rain on the graves. There's rain on the graves. There's rain on the graves.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Steve's not so guilty after all. Who knows?
Yeah, that's it. You get a catchy line, just repeat it. Fuck it.
I'm checking the songwriting thing. Like, no, he was joking, Joe. I was still checking it anyway.
Fucking hell.
Right. Next one, Resurrection Men.
Resurrection Men. Yeah.
This is a good one, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is. It's got a weird, obviously, proper Latin American flavour in it. Obviously coming from Roy, bringing that sort of flair that only he can really bring. He is a unique player. There ain't another guitarist like him, I don't think, unless you're in Tito and Tarantula.
It's got that, like an old Western going through a
big time. Yeah,
like an old Spanish village, and candles in the lamps are the only thing that's lit the road. And a couple of smugglers going through. It's got that. It builds up that dark sort of nighttime atmosphere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what a chorus though.
Oh yeah, it is. It's almost like I think he's doubled up, or he's putting a filter on his voice. It's weird.
It's just when again, once it builds up and goes, and then once it hits, hit fifth gear with the chorus, it's just
And then midway through, where did the sludge riff come from?
Yeah.
There's proper fucking Orange Goblin playing it or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier as well, though. It's just some of the best riffs are the ones, aren't they? They're hidden halfway through the song,
Yeah, that's it. But it is it's another good song. Nothing outstanding. It's just.
Is it nothing outstanding though? But is this by Bruce's standards?
That's the thing. That's the thing, isn't it?
I mean, I remember when I did the Nevermore retrospective, and it's kind of known that Nevermore's last album was a misfire, and what both Worrell, Dane, and Jeff Loomis both did solo albums, and then came back and did the last Nevermore album. And it's like, if you listen to the two solo albums, you can tell where the split's gone, because they've obviously got ideas of where they want to go, and that last album they're kind of cancelling each other out.
Yeah.
But like I said at the time, because Dave Martell come on and done it with me, I just said, but everyone says this is a bad album, but it's not a bad album. It's a bad album by Nevermore's standards, but Nevermore on a bad day.
There's levels, isn't there?
Yeah, like me as a failed musician, I'd love to have done an album as good as this crap album by Nevermore. And do you think it's a case of that? It's just.
Yeah, I mean, fucking hell. Like you say, the geezer's written world famous songs, isn't he? So, but it's just, I don't know. It just makes me think: is his writing? Does he need? He certainly didn't need Steve Harris or Adrian Smith, but no, it's a point actually. Is this album missing Adrian for me? They're dastardly and mucky, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
They were the three ingredients for those two albums. It was Adrian, Roy, and Bruce. Now it's just Roy and Bruce. Yeah.
And obviously Roy and Bruce work together, but Adrian is like, because arguably he's the one that's made Maiden where they are now in the reunion. It ain't so much Bruce. Don't get me wrong, Bruce has played the part.
Oh, Bruce would have boosted it, but Adrian was the one he's the RSJ, isn't he, that's been put in to hold the whole thing up. Definitely. Yeah,
he is such an underrated player, such an underrated songwriter. And, I think this album might just be missing him. That's probably why I didn't really dig Tyranny of Souls.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Don't get me wrong, I didn't. Obviously, he wasn't on Tattoo Millionaire, Balls to Picasso, and Skunkworks, so I didn't miss him there. But they were all totally different styles. That was Bruce throwing shit at the wall, trying to see what stuck.
Yeah.
Whereas when we found that magic ingredient, the triple threat, it's almost like in Maiden, Adrian, Bruce, and Steve. They're just, you see their names on the song, and you're like, "Fuck, this is gonna be a banger." You know, you just know what you're getting, and this is sort of missing.
Certain members of Maiden do tend to write together as well. And is it mainly Bruce and Adrian together when they do write? Is it mainly?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I mean, arguably one of the best songs they've written in the last 15 years, "Writing on the Wall." That was Bruce and Adrian, just Adrian jamming a riff and Bruce singing over it. You know. But yeah, it's like I say, good song so far, but nothing that's really, oh fucking hell, what was that one?
Yeah, none of them are hitting the bullseye.
This is sort of, it's harking back to that conversation we had coming back from Paul Di'Anno tribute show, isn't it? Where it's like, what would you sooner have? Out of 12 albums, would you sooner have?
Oh yeah, we had that.
Two absolute 10 out of 10 all-time classics, and then the other one's just all right, or would you have 8 out of 10s all the time?
Yeah.
And at the moment, this is an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Would you rather have a couple of perfect albums, or would you have a consistent, therefore perfect, back catalogue? Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm being snob because I'm criticising this album based on the fact that there's no standouts, but there's no shit either. It's like you can't win at the minute. But it's just a weird album. I said that.
No one enjoys being a snob, Luke, but it's a moral obligation.
Yeah.
So right, Fingers in the Wounds.
Yeah.
What do you reckon on this one? This one's
it's
dramatic.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Obviously, loads of keyboards going on, or Hammond or whatever at the start, and you get the old pianos on the verse sort of thing. It's a bit of a sort of a ballady type
there's that
job.
bit in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's almost Indian, sort of Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
All that, that part of the world's got definitely an influence going on there, and I love some of that the music that comes out of there, some of the melodies and things that you get from that part of the world.
It always mixes with metal well as well, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, Nile comes to mind, or fantastic band Maidencast. Have you ever heard them? They're really good. Funny enough, I saw them opening for Nile, and it was opposite ends of the spectrum, but they both had that thing in common, so it matched.
Yeah.
Great band. Trying to think of some others, but you all know what I mean. Yeah. But no, it does mix with metal well.
Yeah, it does. Doesn't lend itself. Even down to the use of the most basic things, like when people use sitars.
Yeah.
They work so well look, the most famous examples of stuff is Metallica, Whether I May Roam.
I was going to say the Beatles then.
Yeah. But
wasn't George Harrison the only Englishman that could play sitar? Something like that.
Oh right, fucking hell.
When he moved out to they went out to India and started, finding themselves. And but George Harrison actually learned to play it and recorded it on somehow. And apparently he was the only Englishman at the time, at least, who could play a sitar.
Oh right, cool. There you go.
Whether he was playing it properly or not, who knows? But
yeah,
because he was out of his mind. But yeah, all right. Fingers in the Wound, good song. Right there, we've got re-recorded,
midway through. Yep, and our old friend.
If Eternity Shall Fall is now Eternity Has Failed.
Has failed. Yeah.
Not apart from that, it's not that much different, really. It's kind of like
I think I remember saying this at the time. I mean, obviously now we've got a real flute in there, so he's gone full on Jethro Tull. But
big influence on Maiden, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
I mean,
but the song misses.
They've never floated my boat, mind.
The Maiden touch, I think, and particularly it shows up how good a drummer Nico is, because obviously Dave Moreno can play. There's no denying that fact. You listen to the 5 songs that have come before it, the boy can play. We've seen him live. The boy smashes it. He's a great drummer. But Nico,
you're not going to be you can't be a slouch if you're working with Bruce. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But what Nico brought to this song on the drums is a swing to it, is a flow. It's a proper. Only Nico could play the song like this, and anyone else playing it, it just doesn't flow as well. Yeah, it's the same nice part.
In Dave's defence, though, this is a heavier version.
Oh, it is. Yes, it is. But I don't. For me, obviously, I go straight after the drum.
Just being devil's advocate. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, being a drummer, I go straight after it, and it just doesn't flow. And that being said, the chorus is still a banger.
Mm.
You know, it's an absolute banger. Probably one of Bruce's best ever lyrics.
It sounds to me like, like when you've got a concept album or a common theme, I think the best, it's like when a song comes to begin with, and then the song's repeated later on in even maybe a musical.
Yeah.
Like a theme's reoccurred, and then it comes back like a bit darker or a bit more to it. I think a perfect example, think of an example is Another Brick in the Wall. That song's actually in the wall 3 times.
Yeah.
The single we all know is part 2. But it starts off about 2 or 3 songs in where it's just a guitar and Roger, and then it just repeats the chorus sort of once or twice, and then it moves into another song. Then it comes back around later on with the one that we all know as the single. Well, the first disc closes with Another Brick in the Wall part 3, and that is heavy. And and he changes it. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. Blah, blah, blah. All in all, you are all bricks in the wall. And then the song's closed, and then you just hear like the final brick going in the wall. Like that's it, shut. And then that's disc 1 finished.
Yeah.
This feels like the sort of continuation or the climax. So say it's like we've got the beginning of the album actually on another album.
Yeah.
And this is what the conclusion of what the original song started. It feels like it's being concluded here. So this feels to me like much more of a re-recording of the song. It's more like a sequel to the song.
Yeah, it's like I say, he had to rework it because he couldn't just put it on there, But
and of course, there's no point just repeating it either.
No, exactly. Like I say, that's why he's changed the lyrics slightly, because obviously this was supposed to be the opening track of the concept album.
I wondered, did Roy have any writing? Is this solely Bruce Dickinson?
Solely Bruce, yeah.
On paper, at least.
If Roy did contribute a riff here and there, he was like, you know what, it's on a Maiden album, fuck it, I don't,
Or if he did, he ghostwrote it.
Yeah.
Maiden would have gone, right, you're not going to put your name on the credit, but we'll pay you once now, and then it's done. That
possibly. Yeah, but as we know, Dickinson does like to write a song.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't know if that's the case. I'm saying.
Yeah, we're not.
It could have been.
Put your lawyers away. Maidencast shut down.
No, but they like when anyone leaves Maiden, don't they? First thing they do is they buy them out. They go, no more
you ain't getting royalties. Fuck off. You're getting a lump sum. Ta-da.
It is a lump sum, and sign here, and then we're done. I would have thought if someone did contribute writing, to Maiden, it would probably be on a ghostwriting basis. And it happens,
It does,
guy that 7 of his songs got used by Elvis, and he only got paid like $1,000 for them. So. He should have been like the richest bloke on the planet, but because he signed.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Be careful what you sign, boys and girls.
Yeah. Where are we now? So we've just done.
Eternity has failed. Mistress of Mercy.
Smashing through this. Yeah, right. Yeah. Mistress of Mercy.
I mean, I said this before, I say it again. They've used the main riff from Head Switch, from Skunkworks.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you know what though? I was listening to this in the car earlier, and I made a mental note. I would open a live set with this. You can imagine lights down, maybe an intro track. Yeah, everyone runs out. I think this would be a great opener.
Yeah.
And then that lovely little riff that during the chorus and that. Yeah, I think it's good rocking little song. And yeah, it gets Skunkwork vibes. I'm all right with that. Skunkworks is a good album.
Oh yeah, it's fucking underrated album, isn't it? You know,
I like it. I've got to be in the mood for it. And when I listen to it, I'll listen to it all the way through, and I go, right, good to see you, my old friend. See you in a couple of years.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's nothing than you would expect, nothing less than you would expect from the master of metal meeting the master of grunge. Jack Endino produced it, didn't he? So it was always going to be a weird smash up. And we saw, and speaking of that, we saw Chris Dale, didn't we, the other night, the bass player on it. He came out and did a few tracks.
Diano as well, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think what Bruce did with Skunkworks, he did take. It's like what worked with it. He did take something with him.
Oh, he did.
And he dropped that lineup after the thing, and that album. But what he learned from it and what it achieved, what was good, he went right, taking that with me, and then applied it.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's evident in this album, in this song here.
I mean, I adore Skunkworks. I mean, and that come out the same day as Roots, and I know which one I play more. You know, unfortunately, time has not been kind to Skunkworks because people are like, whereas Roots is fucking praised, and it's aside from about 3 songs, it's.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Cavalier Brothers, you know, are doing all the old albums at the moment, and they're doing this album in full. Now, it actually started with Roots.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking at the time, oh, the Cavalier Brothers are playing Roots in full. And I just, went, that's going to be a long night, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it tells you all you need to know.
Are you thinking about, if you're going to go, right, Roots, bloody Roots, yeah. And then you're going to go, Attitude, yeah. You go, yeah, Cutthroat, yeah. And then
Well, I say, tells you all you need to know. I went to see the Sepultura the other night.
Oh, yeah, how was that?
It was fucking brilliant. They smashed it out of the park. They did it. It was a great set list, mixture of everything. They opened up with Refuse Resist, Territory, and Slave New World. Fucking have that. But out of all this, Roots is supposedly their best album, yeah? Everyone goes, oh, it's so fucking good. They played 3 songs. They played Attitude, and they ended with that. That's a great song. I'm not fucking about. And They ended, the encore was Rat and Hatter.
Yeah.
Into Roots, Bloody Roots. Which, but that's the 3 best songs on the album. You know, if you're telling me different, you're lying.
I can't remember most of them. To be honest. Perhaps
the other good one is Spit.
Roots, Attitude, Cutthroat, Rat and Hatter. And Rat and Hatter had a great video as well.
Yeah, it did.
That start stop animation thing.
It was pretty cool as well because the new drummer, Grayson the Crutman, he does a drum solo, and they he blends it into Rat and Hatter. It was really well done. But yeah, they were awesome. You have to see what the next chapter is. But we could go on that all night. Let's not.
Yeah, let's not meander. You know.
Yeah.
Where are we? What are we talking about? Mistress of
Mercy, yeah. It's proper heavy interlude going into the solo.
How did we get onto Sepultura?
Oh no, mate, it's weird.
Oh, it was talking about Skunkworks. Yeah, Skunkworks, yeah.
It's one of the Maidencast tangents, boys and girls.
Yeah. I mean, Mistress Mercy, it's just a straightforward song, isn't it? It's not really.
Yeah, it's another one. You know. Yes,
that's the thing as well. This is quite a balanced album. I mean, as much as there's weird stuff going on, it's always counterbalanced by a straightforward rock song. Yes, like there's a lot of familiar territory.
Oh yeah. Bruce knows he's got to rein himself in. You know,
well, I think it's fly out, come back.
Yeah,
fly out again in that direction, come back. So fly out and come back as much as you like, and go in as many directions as you like, but always come home. Don't completely just go off on one.
Yeah, that's it. Don't go to Mars.
Yeah, don't do a 2001 and just go. I ain't got a clue what's going on.
Yeah.
You know? We now face in the mirror. Now this is a nice little song. This is reminds me of. You always get this. what was the one on Tyranny of Souls, which he actually played live, didn't he?
Oh,
Navigate the Seas of the Sun.
Navigate the Seas of the Sun, yeah.
Yeah. And did he have a song like this on Chemical Wedding?
Well, you could argue Jerusalem.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
He definitely did on. He definitely did on Accident at Birth.
In fact,
Man's Sorrows, wasn't it?
This actually opens. I remember thinking. Funny enough, what did I say earlier? I said about the repeating of a theme. So a chorus of a song or a song will get repeated later on in an album. He actually did that on Chemical Wedding, didn't he? Obviously, that's the song Chemical Wedding, but then he closes the album with that chorus. And Face in the Mirror. No, wrong song. Don't worry. I think they're not Shadows of the Gods. Yes, I'm thinking Shadows of the Gods. Right. Put a
pin in that one.
Yeah. Stick that on a post-it note and put it on the wall. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Right. Face in the Mirror. Yeah. Anyway, it's a nice laid-back ballady kind of song. Is what I'm saying.
Just pleasant enough.
Floaty in space, like Navigate Seas. It's kind of like a Navigate Seas of the Sun. Something along those lines.
It's just that's a very pleasant, but just and this is thing is, this the end. It's weird how he chooses to end the album on 3 ballads.
Yes. Yeah.
You're supposed to go in hard. You mix it about in the middle, but then you fucking saw off.
Yeah, it's enough about your sex life, Luke.
Fucking hell, yeah. But this album is.
You're going to be reviewing an album here. This is a music podcast.
Yeah, that's it. I'm doing a fucking porn show. But it didn't go in. This album didn't go in hard, and it doesn't soar off. It's that's why it's an odd album. And this Shadow of the Gods. It's shit, we're on Facing the Mirror, aren't we? We aren't even there yet.
No, we've moved on. Yeah, Shadows in the Mirror. And so
Shadows in the Mirror.
And I think he's going Shadows in the Mirror. No,
Shadow of the Gods.
Shadows of the Gods.
Yeah.
See, we've merged.
That's it.
Yeah, that opening line. Even today, I was thinking. He goes, and so
very fucking.
And I'll go to sing along with it. I go, we burn in the same way, a chemical. Yeah. It's like that opening line sounds just like he's going to go into Chemical Wedding.
Does, yeah.
And it'd been really cool if he had, because it would have been what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, no, it would have been good. But this is a weird one. I mean, it's almost like they're 2 songs that they were like, how do we finish these? Oh, fuck it, put them together. Isn't it? It's that. And these sort of songs, they annoy me because it's like, do a ballad or do a rock song. Don't do half of one and then go heavy at the end. You don't need to do that. It's could have been 2 songs, but it's weird. It's like they didn't know how to finish either one, so they just fucking threw it. Yeah, bollocks, let's do it. And
did you ever see? We're going off on one. We're going to go off on one, folks. Did you ever see the video? Have you heard the comedian Jim Norton or Patrice O'Neill?
Yeah.
Right. They always used to go on the Opie and Anthony show. Anthony, they split up. They fell out. Opie and Anthony. But all the comedians we know today, Bill Burr, they all used to go to Opie and Anthony shows. It was on the same station as Howard Stern.
Right. Yeah.
Great clip. Patrice O'Neill says, "Face Off." He's like, "I love that movie," and Jim's like, "Oh, please, are you kidding me? That film sucks." It's like, "No, I like that film, right?" And then Jim just does this entire takedown of Face Off. Patrice at the end is like crying, laughing. He's like, "Oh my God!" He goes, "I've never noticed any of this shit until you just pointed it out. Fuck that movie." He's like, "No, yeah, you're right. It is terrible. Can't believe I ever liked it." And this is what you're doing. I started out liking this album, but you've just
and now you're fucking.
See this? Right.
Yeah.
Oh well, let's get into it then. Let's Sonata, Immortal, Beloved.
Yeah. Why with electric drums? Why?
You see, you notice things like this. I don't. Yeah.
You know, just no fucking need.
Is it electric drums or is it just a drum machine? Why would you look?
Well, either way, it's not Dave playing. You know, it's just like, why do it? You got a drummer there. What did have hangover? Did he or what?
Yeah, I know, but this wasn't one recording session either, was it?
Yeah,
to be fair,
over fucking 15 years or whatever. Yeah, I think as well. I think Bruce said on
when the albums come out, I think he said
this was
on this album.
This was one of the first songs he wrote.
Yeah.
This song is 20 years old.
Ooh, yeah.
He said, like, this was one of the fucking first things we wrote after we did the writing for Tyranny of Souls. This has been hanging around for 20 years. So imagine how many times that's changed. How many times him and Roy have got together and they've gone, no, I'm not feeling that. What about if we do this? You know, it probably started out like fucking Anarchy in the UK. And just over 2 decades, it's just morphed into this.
Right, what do you think of this song, though? Because Bruce was really, when he was doing these press for this, he was really proud of this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
And
you've got to listen to it with headphones on.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're missing about half the song because there is so much weird shit going on. It's fucking. You listen to it with headphones, but it's a good song. I don't feel it needs to be 9 minutes. But is it one of them where they were just jamming it in a studio and it ended up that length, or did they go out and say, right, we need a 9-minute here? And like you say, when you go out to write a long song, don't always work. If a song becomes long naturally, then it's supposed to be long.
Yeah, when you turn around, when you get to where you're going, and you turn around and go, bloody hell, look how far that's when it works. When you try to do, it's like they've tried to write a closer.
Yeah, because album closers are supposed to be epic, aren't they? They're supposed to be Rime the Ancient Mariner. They're supposed to be fucking Allo. They're supposed to be
the
thin line between love and hate.
I'm glad you've brought that up because Bruce was talking like this was Rime of the Ancient Mariner. It was like your sound, like if I hadn't heard this song, it's like bloody hell, he's wrote another Allah Ben our name.
Yeah, he's wrote another Empire of the Clouds. Even
it's it's like this is a near 10-minute song, but the song finishes at 4 minutes.
Yeah,
and then he just sort of. And it goes, it starts off all well and good, but then it goes off on one, and it goes,
save me now.
It just goes, dun dun dun, and it's mad, and then he just, it's like he ad libs a load of lyrics.
Yeah,
it's like he's jamming.
Repeats the same one over and over.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know, this isn't the epic you're
you wanted
it to be.
Yeah,
or you wanted it to be, but yeah, I was always just sort of like, oh, was that me? I feel like I've missed it.
No, it weren't. You know,
climax.
And
I would have thought they would have done that live if it was.
Yeah.
You know, again, I know we're always comparing to Iron Maiden, but
that's the benchmark, and them and Metallica. You know, you can't.
Yeah, again, the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, or whatever the Seventh Son, whatever the sort of
it's the centerpiece, isn't it?
It would be the centerpiece of the show. It's like that. It's yes, we are playing it live, and yes, we're going to pull it off. You know, we've got a mountain to climb here, but we're going to do it. That's the climax of the show. Even if it is, if you got to go.
No, I forgot to turn the alarm off.
Right.
Professional.
No, because I know you do have to go soon. So
no, it's all good. We're a while away from that.
Oh, right, okay.
But yeah, it's it's just a weird one. Like I say, an album's supposed to be remembered when it goes.
You think it's ending with a bang, it ends with a whimper.
Yeah, and it's fucking. We waited all this time for this, and it's not like we're expecting it to be. Well, I wasn't expecting it to be Chemical Wedding because we've had an album in between that. We know full well that you ain't getting Chemical Wedding Part 2.
Yeah. It's pointless because that was then.
Yeah, that's it there. That's nearly 30 years ago now.
Mm.
You know, that's it's a lifetime.
That's the one
Absolute
of
lifetime.
you know, and yeah,
But
you unless Adrian was on it, but then you've got something. You've got hope, but
no, I mean, you know, I've spent the last fucking 45 minutes shitting on the album. I'm giving it 7 out of 10 because it's not a shit album. The songs are not shit. You know, in each song there is something that makes you go, oh,
interesting.
Some more than others, but it's such a, like I said at the start, I don't know how. I was like, I didn't want to listen to it again because I was like, oh, do I have to? But when do you know what I mean? It's fucked. But in each song, there's a bit of the song we're like, fucking hell, this is really good. But nothing really grabs you and goes, fucking listen to me, you know. And it's just weird.
How do you think this is going to go down as time goes by? I mean,
I don't know.
I think Chemical Wedding is a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, it is. That's an all timer. You know, but no, like I say, you go back through Dickinson's his discography. You know, you start at Tattoo Millionaire and you come through to this. There ain't a shit album there. Anyone who says there is a fucking liar. There ain't a shit album there, and they're all different, and it shows the versatility of the man. But I think this was built up to a point that it was never going to be the album that you wanted it to be. I think you're probably going to have a different outlook on it than I am, and we could have comments in a minute to say that, oh, you're talking bollocks. This is fucking 10 out of 10, or no, it's shit. It's 1 out of 10. I think it's got built up so long. Oh, Dickinson's solo album is a new one. Oh, fucking hell, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And it comes out, and it's a victim of its own hype, even though it hasn't hyped itself.
It's like the second when the second Down album.
Oh yeah, that was a banger, but it wasn't Nola.
Yeah, but how could it have been?
No, exactly. Because I love Down too. It's a brilliant album, and
I love it now, but at the time it was like it got crap reviews. Everyone was going, "What a disappointment it is."
Yeah.
Then Down toured after Dimebag died.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Downs, they came over to London and they were playing songs off that album, and it was like, what happens? I always thought this album was crap, and everyone was listening to it. Everyone pretended that they liked it the whole time, of course. But I think that album aged very well. But it was compared to an album that was written during a 12-day binge.
Yeah.
And Nola was written during a binge.
That album is one of those.
With a load of weed and a load of beer, and went, right, Sabbath, Zeppelin, Trouble, let's go.
Yeah.
Bang. And they just banged it out.
That is one of them albums.
And then 10 years later, went, let's do that again. It's like, well, you can't.
You can't. Because that is an all-timer of an album, isn't it? Absolute all-timer. From first second to an hour later. Banger.
Yeah.
And like I say, this is. I think this album. I think Mandrake Project is a victim of its own, or of the hype that's been put on it, of the expectation, and it could never live up to it.
No.
But again, I can't stress this enough. It's not a shit album. If this is your first Bruce Dickinson album, you haven't heard anything else, you're listening to me thinking, "What's this cunt talking about?"
Yeah.
You know, he don't know what he's talking about. Because it's a great album, but it's just weird. Whereas I'll go back, Book of Thel, I'll go back and listen to that. I could do that 20 times in a row. That song.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe give it a couple of years. Once the dust settles even more, maybe we'll reassess.
Yeah, we could do it when we're when we're 70.
I don't know. Do you ever have that with an album sometimes as well, though, where you just like you never think here or there, and then you just put it out one day. You're like, what was I missing? This is awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that with an album?
I probably
Funny
have.
enough, I did that with Nevermore.
Yeah.
First time I heard Nevermore, I thought it were crap. I didn't get them at all. And then, like 10 years later, I wanted to punch 17-year-old me in the face. Like,
yeah.
What's the matter with you? But
yeah, that's it. But no, I mean, when we revisit this in 30 years' time, we'll do it all again.
In my defense, actually, I actually started with one of their most unpopular albums, and it was famously remixed by Andy Sneap. The mix of it apparently was the mix of it was really bad. And it's across the board. No one defended it, and they remixed by Andy Sneap and re-released. And it was just released in a cardboard case, and it was like, just put this in with the original, just throw the other one away. Like it totally superseded the original. Yeah, so when I said I can't get into Nevermore, everyone first they went to me like, what? And I was like, yeah, I've got Enemies of It, and they're like, you picked the worst album to start with. So yeah, that was my defense.
Oh, there you go.
And I've more than made up for it since. So.
Yeah.
But have you ever had an album like that though, where you've got?
No, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have. I'll answer that in the next show. I'll have a think about it.
Or so a band even. Is there a band that you're just like, nah, and then later on you went, what was I? What?
Nah, not to think of. But
I think Death Angel won you over, didn't you? I remember when you saw
Death Angel were right.
You were saying when we saw them live, you were like, oh, I get them now.
Yeah, they make sense live. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, what's your rating on this?
I would have gone either a 7 or 8. I would have gone 8 on a good day, but you've completely.
What would you have given it at the start of it, the cast, and what are you giving it now?
8.
After I've just breathed negativity across the internet to
Well, the only time I've listened to it is in a long car journey, and I've listened to it all the way through.
Yeah.
So to me, as a piece of work, it's like a film or something like that. Yeah. Overall piece of work, like a journey, it works for me, and I enjoy it while it's on. There's nothing that I'd skip or anything like that. But I don't know. You've kind of gone in the cold light of day.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think there is some great stuff on there.
Oh, there is.
I do think
without doubt.
But yeah.
There you go. Should we just press stop now?
Yeah. Right. Well, if you think that's next week we're doing Warhol, now this is going to be good.
Fucking hell, Christ, yeah.
And the ghost of Paul Di'Anno is going to be haunting Luke on Christmas Eve. You're going to get the ghost of Christmas Past, the ghost of. But it'll be Paul Di'Anno in chains is going to visit you first.
Yeah.
So
in full beast mode.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you say about my last album? So tune in next week, folks. We're doing the Warhorse album, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, we will.
Right. We're back, folks. Maidencast is going to be back much more regularly.
Yeah.
We're gonna we've had an idea, and we're gonna try it out and see how it works. And if it's good, we'll carry on with it.
Yeah.
And we'll see what you think when we do it. I think I think less said the better at the moment.
Yeah, that's it. We've done it again. Otherwise, we build it up to be something it's not, and people go fuck off.
Yeah. So we've got an idea for Maidencast, and we're gonna just hit you with it and see what the reaction is. Anyway, right. Till then, though, we're going to be doing Paul Di'Anno's Warhorse. And till then, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. And let us know what your opinion of the album is in the comments. Did you see Bruce on this tour? Are you looking forward to another album? Looks like we're going to get one.
Yeah.
And
give us a like, guys, because it helps the algorithm. So always just a like. Even if you think I'm a tosser, just like it for Joe. It's his channel. It's his cabin. So it's his dream. He just dreamed me into it, as Nick Menza famously said.
Indeed. Right. Thanks a lot, folks. Take care. See you soon.